Welcome back. Many kids who are perfect angels for their teachers in school seem to fall apart once they get home. University of North Texas education psychology professor Wendy Middlemiss joins us to offer some help on how to handle those after-school meltdowns. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Yeah, after this topic got brought up to me, I was talking with some parents and they're like, oh my gosh, no kidding. They feel like their kid like literally pops when they get home from school. It's like they're good at school, everything goes well. Then they get home and it's meltdown time. And then the parents are left to try to figure out, what do I deal with this? How do I deal with this child and this whole mess?
It's very common. What happens is it's the same thing that happens to us when we go to work. We play well with others, we're nice,
right.
We're calm, we get home, we're safe, and we just let go.
So it's actually a compliment in a weird way that the kid is now home and is
safe.
Comfortable and safe and now is going to act out.
and so what you need to do is to find a way, just to anticipate that and find a way to rest, relax, recharge, and go. Take a few minutes.
Okay, so when the child gets home, the first thing you say to do is just kind of have a quiet moment,
yeah.
just a transition period, if you will.
It really is, and many times what we do as parents is we'll start asking questions.
I do that.
Yes.
I'm so bad at that. As soon as she's in the car,
do you
I
have
have
homework?
her like,
how was your day? Did this go all right? And they're like,
because we want to know. We're curious.
We are.
But then they're bombarded with questions.
And it's what's happened all day long. So they really, and you really need just that time. Whether it was, I know when I was little, I would make fudge. My mother would let me come home and make fudge. I also got very fat.
That's a whole other story.
Yeah, that's a whole other issue.
Yeah.
But another segment. But it was just time to relax. And I think if if they're older or something, everybody would have something different. But just a little bit of time not to do something. It may take 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Right.
But it gives you the whole night.
Give them some transition time. And then you also say it's easier at the end of the day if their day starts better too. So really focus on the beginning of the day to make sure that is smooth so that the end of the day goes smooth as well.
You send them off, very confident and very comfortable, and then you make them comfortable and they come home. But when you do that, it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of extra time, to make sure that you have time for everything. You're not rushing if something comes up. My son and I would set a timer, and because I was bad, and at 8 o'clock my alarm would go off and we had to leave. It meant if half of my face was done, half of it was not.
Right, you were going though, but that was your way to make sure that you were consistent and that every morning was the same so that the child felt safe.
I didn't know in Texas you go to jail if your kid doesn't go to school.
Well, hey. Another thing you say is to provide some reminders during the day. For especially if they're little. I don't know if you can do this when they're in high school, although I think my mom probably did. But when you stick a napkin in their lunch, maybe a little note
that
on
has
it or
a little
something.
note. Or if they're in high school, you know what they like best. So you stick in the candy that they really like, or just something little, just a little heart. Or you can text. My son's in college. I'll text every once in a while. Hi, just saying hi. And he knows he doesn't have to write back.
Right.
And maybe it's helpful.
And I think one good thing too that you had mentioned was to ask the kids, which this is something a lot of us parents don't do, but ask them, what can I do to make this after school time better for you, make it easier for you?
Yeah,
right?
What do you want when you first get home?
Okay.
If you had 10 minutes on your own, what would you do?
Yeah.
Because if we pick the wrong thing, then it's just more work.
Right, and if they have a part in it,
Yeah.
then maybe they'll act better as well. Good advice. Thank you so much for stopping
you're
by. We
welcome.
appreciate it.